Hello all, let us now discuss how to handle missing values in a data set. What is meant by missing value? Missing value refers to a missing data or empty data. Whenever we handle any data set, there is a high possibility that there can be some missing data or empty data. So can we drop the missing values from a data set? Actually, no. If the missing values are very less in number, when you compare it to the size of the data set, then maybe we can drop it. But still, it is not a good idea to drop the observations from the data set. But in some cases, that particular attribute may not bring any inference. In such case, there are a lot of missing values also, then we can take a step to drop it. Otherwise, most of the times we try to replace it with the help of mean, median, or mode. Are these only techniques to handle the missing values? No, there are a lot. But in this video, let us discuss how to replace the missing values with the help of these techniques. So for that, I'm going to use a data set. So let me take a data set from Seaborn. So I'm importing Seaborn as SNS and then I'm loading the data set. In case if you have any data set in your hand, you can use pandas and you can read it. If you have missed the pandas tutorial, you can just look into both of my tutorials from pandas to understand how to load the data set. So load underscore data set, and then from that I'm going to use Titanic data set. So let me see how the data set is looking like. You can see survived column. So are we aware of this Titanic data set? Yes, exactly. We have idea about this Titanic data set. You all might have seen the Titanic movie, right? So this is the data set that's relevant to the Titanic. And here you can see the survived column where 0 stands for not survived and 1 stands for survived. This is passenger class, sex, age, sibling spouse, parent child, fare, embarked class, who, adult male, deck, right? So you can also see the other columns here. Do we have missing values in this data set? Yes, it is showing that there are some missing values in our data set, right? So let's see whether there are missing values in our data set or not, or how many missing values are there in our data set. So what I'm doing, let me write df dot is null. So you can see that there are some true, right? So these true are basically missing values. So compared to other columns in deck, you can see a lot of missing values, right? But it may not give the right inference, right information to us. So just I'm going to add all the missing values now. So now you can see that there are 177 missing values in age column, 688 missing values in deck column, and 2 missing values in embark town, right? So for example, let me take this deck column and see how many values are there in this particular attribute, right? So I'm writing like I want to get to know the entire information about this attribute. So the data frame is df and the attribute I want to work is deck, and I want to check the count of the values. So I'm writing value underscore counts. Sometimes people write value underscore count and they say that it is throwing an error. We are supposed to write value underscore counts. Now we need to drop the, I'm writing like a drop NA is equal to false, which means that I'm not going to drop the null values. right? So let me see what's there in my deck attribute. You can see there are 688 missing values in this deck column and remaining, right? So let us also see how many observations are there in the data set. If you see 891 observations are there. Out of that, 688 missing values are there, right? So 891 minus 688, right? So 203. So let's add these, right? 16, 19, 21, 26, 29, 33, 4, 5, 8, 11, 15, 20. So you can see that, right? So 688 missing values are there in the data set and remaining 203 observations are there in the data set, right? So this is giving us more clarity now. So the same way, in case if you want to check for the other columns also, you can try with that, right? But most of the times we would be doing it for the categorical data only to get more clarity about it, right? So I hope this point is clear to everyone, right? So now, say I want to use a threshold condition so that I can draw the attribute which is having the number of missing values more than the specified threshold. What do I mean by that? So let me write df underscore threshold equal to, I want to drop the missing values. So I'm writing df dot drop na, access equal to 1 represent column, and threshold I'm fixing say 500, right? So I do not want to have any attribute where the missing values is more than 500, right? So let's see which all columns so that I would be having it here. So I'm writing df underscore threshold dot columns and see. Now you can see that deck is not there. Can you see that deck is missing here? Because in deck there are 688 missing values in my data set, right? So let us now work with the age column. So I'm writing df underscore age equal to, I want to drop the missing values. So df dot drop na. For example, I'm writing like subset is equal to, so the column I'm going to consider here is age, right? And how is equal to any, and then I want to consider those observations in the rows, right? So now I want to see how many data are there, right? So to get the count, it is len. So I'm writing df underscore age now. You can see there are 714 observations, right? So you can see as 177 missing values are there. 891 is the shape of the data minus 177. What do we get here? 714 observations are there. So I can delete all the rows without age data in the age column. So you can see 177 null values out of 891 here, right? So I'm going to handle it. How I'm going to handle it? Say I want to find out the mean of it, right? So mean underscore age, data frame, column name is age, and I want to get the mean of it, right? So I want to get the mean of it. So now df, see in case if you want to see the mean, you can see like mean underscore age. So you can see that mean is going to be like 29.699, right? So df age dot fill na, I'm going to fill the missing values with mean age, comma, in place equal to true, right? So now if I uh, print this, right? If I print this, you can see how the age column is looking like. So here, if you see the age column 22, 38, 26, 35, 35, right? So this is what we have. And also we had the missing value like 29.699. So what I will do, I will show you for 10 observations. Let's see whether there is any missing value here. No, it's not showing any missing value here. So what I will do, df dot sample, you can check it, right? Sometimes we may be getting it, but still when I write it random, it's not showing any missing value because comparatively the missing value count is very less, right? So that's why. So let me show you now. Right, so let me take, because I have replaced the missing value, right? So let me run it once again and show you whether there is any missing value. Yes, you can see that fifth observation, there is the missing value, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm trying to replace it, right? I'm trying to replace the missing value. So what I'm going to do now, let me write df dot head and see whether the missing value, the fifth one, right? The fifth one should be replaced. So let me write like a 10. Yeah, can you see that in the age column 5-1? I mean, like a sixth observation, and this is index, I mean, like this number is 5, right? So you can see that 29.69918, right? 118. So the missing value is getting replaced with a mean, right? Very simple. So we have tried to replace the missing value with a mean now, right? So likewise, we can also try to replace the missing values with the other columns. Where else we can see the missing values? The most important one, embark town, right? In embark town also you can see the missing value. So let's see now, where is the missing value? DEF, and I'm writing like embark underscore town, right? So I don't know where there is the missing value, but already I have checked with this. Huh. You can see a missing value here. So there are also missing values in the embark town, right? So two missing values we have already seen. So let us now see which is the mode here. So the most important point that you need to remember is if the missing value is in numerical, you can try to replace it with a mean, or you can try to replace it with a median. If the missing value is in categorical, it is better to replace it with mode, right? In case if you want me to show you how to change it with median, that also we can do here. Say instead of mean, I can write like a median, right? So here also I will write like a median. So when I do that, let me print this. You can see that, okay. So let me run this data. In some cases, a mean and median also would be the same. So let's see. The median is actually 28, right? So I'm going to fill the missing value. In the previous case, if you remember, when I tried to replace it with a mean, we got it like 29.699, right? So now if I replace this with median, it will get changed to 28, right? But here I'm supposed to change it with the median. So, right? So median age, I'll try to replace it. Immediately, we can see the change here, right? So always you need to cross check by running the cells again so that you can see now it is getting changed to 28, right? Clear? So if the missing data is numerical, you can try to replace it with a mean or median. It is always better to replace with a median. I have already discussed in my statistics video that why it is important to replace with a median. If you know the answer, you can write it in the comment now, right? So now let me try to replace the categorical data with the mode now, right? So for which one I'm going to do now for this embark, right? So I'm writing mode underscore embark equal to def. What is the attribute name? Embark underscore town, and then let me see the count value underscore counts if you remember, and then inside the parenthesis what did we write? Drop na is equal to true, and then I'm writing idx max, okay, to get the mode, right? So now I'm writing mode underscore embark. So let me run this. You can see that this is the mode, which means that this is the embark down, which is occurring the maximum. The frequency is more here. So I'm going to replace with this, right? So I'm writing df embark underscore town, and then I'm writing dot fill na, okay, fill na, and then mode, right? So mode underscore embark, that's the name I have given here, and then I need to write in place equal to true, right? So now in case if you want to check it, you can check it out. How can we check it? Maybe df dot is null dot sum. You can see that embark down. Can you see that? There are no missing values now. So if you check here, embark down, we had two missing values, right? So now the missing values are replaced with the mode, right? So now once again, if you want to check with this one, right? Let me copy this. Actually, here 829 is NAN, right? So that should be replaced with the Southampton. So let's see whether it is working or not. Yes, it is working fine, right? So now we could see the change here. It is getting replaced, right? So this is one way, right? This is one way. There is also another way, right? I'm trying to replace the missing data with the mode in another way, right? So what I can do, df, say I'm writing, there is a missing value in embarked also, right? So I'm writing embarked dot fill na, method is equal to, I can also fill it now, forward fill, comma, in place equal to true, right? So now let me see whether this is working or not. So now if you see that it is replaced, right? Right now there are no missing values in this except deck. Fine. So deck, what I'm going to do, there are lot of missing values. It is not really a good idea to handle this deck column. So what can I do? I can drop it. How can I drop it? Df dot drop, and then what is the column name? Deck, comma, and then axis equal to 1, which represents column, in place equal to true, right? So let me run this. Df dot is null dot sum. So now if you check out this one, there are no missing values in your data set. So now uh, all of you know that how to handle missing values in the data set. I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comment or you can directly send a message to me so that I'll be helping you how to solve this problem. Thank you.